What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Let's check out the Streamlight for the SIG P365. I just picked up this Streamlight TLR-6 for the SIG P365. So the TLR-6s are a little bit different depending on the model, and this one fits onto the proprietary rail that SIG Sauer puts on there. So just open it up, and I have dropped the little Allen key that comes with it, so that's kind of nice. I think it's a 0.05 Allen key, and then here is the TLR-6, and what we get here are some instructions. We get the light and the batteries right here, and then we get the light right here. Now this is pretty cool looking. We have the little clamps right up here that'll fit onto the proprietary rail. Looks like we have a rubberized button right there. See how that moves in and out. One on either side, so it doesn't matter what handed you are, it should be ambidextrous. We also have down here, we have the little battery door, so that just slides down and you can put the batteries in there. You can see the spring all the way in the back. And right here we have the laser. So this is really a double duty. And I will say on this side, I think on the starboard side, we have the little Allen screws there to open it up. So you can see how nice it is. It's a really nice polymer. It's kind of very similar to pistol lower. And what we also have here, you can see this will actually wrap around the trigger guard. So we have an opening right there. The trigger guard will go in through there and then come out. So when we remove the two sides here, this is going to allow it to slide around, and that's going to kind of hold it in place. Even though, as you can see here, the rails won't allow it to slide off, this will keep it really braced in place. So it's going to be a nice tight fit to it. And you can see the LED element right in there. So let's get this thing installed. Remove that third one, and you can see what happens here is the two pieces come apart, and this is where we're going to get an inside look at the unit there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Now this 365 has been safety checked. You're just going to have to take my word on it. And what you can see here is how the trigger guard will go inside of the housing, which is interesting. And so I can just put that on that side just like that. You can see that the plastic goes all the way in the inside, and then I'll take this side and put it on. As I put this side on, what you can see is the little lip will go into this slot right here and butt up right against the front. So I'm just gonna kind of press this side back on, and now I'm going to install these screws again. Right, so I have it installed here, tightened it down, and this thing is not moving at all. It's totally stiff. We're going to take this, the battery here, and the positive side is going to face up when we have it inverted here. So I'm going to drop one on, one down there, and I'm going to drop the other one down there. Then I'm going to close the top up, just like that. And now we should have that light come on. Look at that. That light is on. Right, and now that we have it on, you can see here, my finger falls. My hands are pretty medium sized, can reach that button, although I do have to kind of release my grip just a little bit to get my finger forward, but that will turn it on right there, and that will do it on either side. So we will definitely get that light turned on, no problem. Now the great thing about this is that it is also equipped with the laser right there. So the first thing I want to tell you on the flashlight is if I tap it, it goes on. But if it's off and I hold it down, we are now in a momentary state, which is kind of nice. So if I hold it down and release it, it's momentary. Now if I turn it on and tap the other power button, what we do is we get to that laser. And now if I turn it on, we stay in that mode. So there, the laser is turned on right now, and it's a red laser. If I hold this button down and tap the other side, we scroll through the different modes. So light and laser, and just back to light, or just back to laser, light, laser. And I want to show you here, if I go to both, now if I release it, anytime I go back and hit this switch, it's going to go back to that last mode. So it's going to remember that. And you can also adjust the laser here. There's an adjustment right there, and then another adjustment screw right on the other side here. So you can zero that in and make sure that it's lined up with your sights. But I really like this. I only think this light is maybe 100 lumens or so. It's not that bright, but I think you'll see that, you know, in a dark room, this is really nice. The other thing that I really like about this over, say, the SIG Foxtrot here, is that this one is activated by your middle finger on this little button right here. And so that's nice because you don't have to think about it and reach for a switch. But what I didn't like about it is you're always turning it on. there's a couple issues with that. One, I worry about the battery being run down, but two, sometimes you don't want the light on. You know, when I'm at the range and just practicing, I don't want the light flashing and things like that. Sometimes if you don't want the light going off to give away your position or that you're pulling something out, and you might just inadvertently do that with this one because your finger is just kind of always reaching where that switch is. So I like the fact that I have to be more deliberate with this, and I love the fact that there's also a laser there. So if you are using this without bringing it up to aim, you know, and you're doing it from the hip or lower or something like that in a pinch, that you can just look at where that laser beam is and use that as well. So I'm really impressed with the Streamlight, and if you want to pick this up, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.